Hello, everyone. Welcome to Queerly Recommended, the podcast where we recommend queer books, films, TV shows, and more. I'm Kris Bryant, a contemporary romance writer for Bold Strokes Books, and this week I'm recommending a docuseries on Paramount Plus.
And I'm Tara Scott. I review sapphic fiction at the Lesbian Review and Smart Bitches Trashy Books. And this week I'm recommending a recently released holiday sapphic romance. It's that time of year
Tis
again.
the season. I know. I can't wait to hear your recommendation. I'm very excited about this. So, Tara, what's new? What's going on? It's been
If you can believe it, this week I have a bunch of things.
Wow.
So many things have been going on. First of which is the trailer dropped for Devil Wears Prada 2. And it's funny because when I heard, I've been seeing, of course, some of the photos from filming, and I've been hearing a little bit about it here and there. And it's like, I'm probably not going to watch it. I think I've said this before. I'm not actually a big fan of the first film, which feels sacrilegious given how much I read the fic.
I know.
But it's been so long since I've seen it, I'm almost afraid to go back. But now that I've seen this trailer, I have to go back and watch it again because this trailer I thought was great. It's very, very short. Have you seen it?
Is it the one where they go in the elevator?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God. And it was so funny. I saw that and I was like, I wonder if anybody's writing fanfic.
Oh, hell, they sure are. Yeah.
I found one.
I figured that was going on.
Yeah. I found one. It was so cute. And also, like, are they deliberately queer baiting? I don't know. But like, there's something.
They have to know.
The chemistry's there. It's working. So crossing all my fingers and toes that the second movie is going to be really good. I will go back and watch the first one in enough time that it'll make sense. Because also if I do it now, and then I'll probably forget what's happening by the time I go to watch the second movie when it comes out. And in addition to all the people that people will remember and love from the first movie, they also have Caleb Heron is in it, who is a stand-up comedian from Kansas City, Missouri, who I absolutely adore. He's wonderful and he's gay, and he's in that movie. So
all gay, wonderful things that come out of Kansas City. I mean,
I love it. So that's one thing. Another is kind of fun on the family front, but we're starting our first full, all four of us, Dungeons and Dragons campaign.
I love this. I love this so much.
We created our character sheets. Neil's going to be the dungeon master. He's going to be the guy guiding the story. And we each made our characters yesterday. I am going to be a wizard who has no fucks to give and doesn't like people. So that should be fun.
Sounds like me at work.
Yeah, one of my kids is playing a monk, I think, and the other one is definitely my sneaky kid is playing a rogue. So that feels,
of course,
perfect. Yeah, it feels perfect for them. So that's going to be fun. And then the other thing I did, because at my company they give us a professional development budget, which is nice if you want to go take a course or go to a conference or whatever. I used it to hire a leadership coach who specializes in working with neurospices. And so it's like, hey, can you help me harness this ADHD for the power of good and productivity?
Yay. I love that.
It turns out, yes. Yes, she can. So the first thing we did was, she was like, what do you want to work on first? And I was like, my nervous system, because also the world is horrible.
Yes.
And how do we keep that in check? And she gave me a couple of techniques. And I think it could probably work for anybody, but definitely if you have ADHD, that were super helpful. So the first thing she told me was, in the morning, first thing, do this thing called morning pages. It's from a book called The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. But the idea is you just get up, and before you do anything else, just write for like 15, 20 minutes. You're free writing. You're not trying to focus on anything. You're not trying to process anything. But because overnight while we're sleeping, we're processing what happened the day before, you can wake up with a lot of mental clutter. So the idea is like, get the mental clutter out of the way. Surprisingly helpful. And then she said, if you have ADHD, you just have more thoughts than people who don't in general, which means you also have more negative thoughts than other people. And so you have to work really hard to build positive pathways in your mind. And so gratitude journaling is really important.
Oh, nice.
So I've been doing that. I follow the framework from the book Burnout by Amelia Nagoski and Emily Nagoski, like they're sisters. And I regret to inform you, this shit works. Like all of it just It's really helpful. So, yeah, just a couple of tips for people.
I'm the kid because I'm such a
Hmm.
night owl. Like, I still feel like I'm the kid that your parents have to, like, wake up. Come on, Kris, wake
Hmm.
up. Time to get up. Like, I get up at the last possible second,
Hmm.
jump in the shower,
Hmm.
put on some clothes, and go to work. Like, I throw my hair in a bun and I'm at work. Like, I get
Yeah,
up, I'm at work from the second I jump out of bed to the time I'm at my desk is 1 hour.
that's pretty
Like,
good.
yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I'm not I wish that I could journal in the morning, like have 15 minutes, but
Hmm.
that would require me to get up earlier, and I'm not that person. I'm not a morning person. Unless I go to work and
Yeah.
journal and tell everybody shut the fuck up while journal for like 15 minutes, I could do that.
Well, consider this. If you do that, then you get to tell everybody to shut the fuck up, which, hey, what could be better?
Hmm. I can kind of do that now, but yes, I like that. No, that's a good idea. I should probably do something like that.
I mean, I'm not a morning person in the sense that like, just don't talk to me. Leave me alone. Neil's
Oh, you
editing
can
this
talk to
going,
me.
yes, you
Yeah.
are.
I
You are
just don't
correct. You
like
know
to get
your
up
stuff.
early.
Hmm. I think the difference too is, well, what time are you at your desk?
7:20.
Yeah, see, I can get up at 7 and I can journal and
And
I
then
can work out and be at and shower and be at my desk because I work out at home for nine
yeah.
o'clock because I also work in my home. Like
Lucky.
if I had to be at work the same time you did, I would also find it difficult to do anything
Mm,
else before then. There's no way in hell.
yeah. Like I am lucky to finish half a cup of coffee on my way. Like
Hmm.
I will sit. Here's what I do. So I sit and drink a half a cup of coffee, and Debbie and I do Wordle and see who can beat each other at
Mm,
Wordle. And then I'm like, oh shit, I gotta go to work. And then I go to work.
it works.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. And then when I get home,
Hmm.
it's like, I'm done. I don't want to, I don't want to do anything. I get home and I'm like, I'm thinking, is there anything going on? Nope. Okay, time to put on my house pants and time to take off the bra and get
Hmm.
comfortable and
Hmm.
do what I'm going to be doing for the night. So I have to know, like, I'm not a spontaneous person at night because I love, especially now that it's getting colder, like,
Nope.
I have to know like 24 hours in advance if there's something planned for that evening. Like, don't do
Oh, at
this. Do
least.
not spring it on me because I am a no.
Uh-huh.
I am a
I
no.
completely agree with you. I'm sorry, you want me to be where at 8 o'clock? Absolutely not.
And like in a day, like the same
No.
day, forget it. Do you want to go
Hmm.
see the baby? And I'm like, no, no, I do, but I don't. Like I need
Hmm.
my time, my downtime on the weekends for sure. And
Yes.
it was a lot this week, was a lot, or last week was a lot. And so
Hmm.
I didn't get to see the baby this weekend, but
Aw.
it's all right. I'll see him this coming
Hmm.
weekend, I'm sure.
Hmm.
Yeah, and FaceTime always works too. Like it's always bat time and a FaceTime. Bat time, FaceTime is how that works. I
Aw.
know. I
So
know.
cute.
Stop it.
Love it. All right. Well, what have you been reading or watching? I think you're in a watching phase more than a reading
I
phase. Is
have
that
always
correct?
been. Yes. So right now, I still can't get enough of Scandal. Still, I'm in season 5 now.
Whoa, you're boogieing.
I am. Like, and they are some long seasons. We're talking like 22, 25 episodes a season. Like this was back when they
Wow.
did TV, like TV, like it
Mm-hmm.
was a soap opera-ish, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, this is my second time around. So some parts I remember, but 90% of it I don't. So it's like a brand
Mm-hmm.
new series. And I will say that I don't think I've mentioned that they do have a few queer relationships.
I don't
Oh,
think you did.
okay, so I have never felt less chemistry or gay acting in my life before, ever. Like worse than that Christmas movie that we
No.
despise. Yes, yes, worse than that. Like it is
Oh
so
no.
bad. It is so bad. So it's like what is Cyrus? His name is Cyrus,
Mm-hmm.
and his role is White House Chief of
Okay.
Staff. And so his fiance slash husband is James, and he's like White House secret or not. She's hello. He is a White House journalist. He does something. He's some sort of journalist, and he's trying to get into the White House. And like their chemistry is terrible. It's absolutely horrible. It's not
Oh
even there.
no.
They couldn't. You can't fake that. It's terrible. It's absolutely
Hmm.
horrible. But the chemistry with Olivia and Fitz is magnificent. Still, chef's kiss. I still approve. Never
Hmm.
mind the people they've killed on their
They don't
lives to the top.
approve.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, the fact that they kill a bunch of people, like, still, you can overlook that for love, right? Right?
Hmm. I don't know.
So, I don't know.
I was
I
just saying
mean,
saying that is not to any future police. That was a joke. That was not
yes,
real.
because Scandal isn't real, but it kind of
No.
sort of is. Anyway, I watched the Stephen King movie that just came out. It's called The Long Walk.
Hmm.
And I read the book a long time ago. It was one of the first books he's ever written a long time
I'm trying
ago.
to remember if I've read that one. I mean, I haven't read any Stephen King in,
It's been like 20 something years, right? Because I went through this
yeah,
whole Stephen King thing where I read everything I could get my hands on.
I did not because I am still a sweet baby who has no
Yes.
interest in reading any
Right,
of the
not
scary
anymore.
shit.
No,
But I read the Dark Tower series
that was good.
and The Stand and some of the was it
Oh,
a novella? Because I read some of the novellas.
I don't think so. Like Skeleton Crew had all the little novellas in it. It had The Mist, it had the
Hmm.
one
So I read the one that the Shawshank Redemption was based on. I read a
okay.
couple of the books in that.
Hmm.
Maybe I
Yeah.
didn't read this one. Okay, what's it about? Tell me all about it.
Oh, I wasn't even going to go into that. I was
Okay,
just going
don't
to
tell
tell you
me.
that.
I'll look
Yeah.
it up.
Well, it's just basically, it's kind of interesting because these kids, when you're 18, you can sign up for this lottery. I think it's like one kid from every state, a boy from every state, and they just walk. They walk in and they walk forever. They walk until they can't walk anymore. And then if
Okay.
they get warnings, if they slow down, they have to walk like 3.2 miles per hour. That's the speed they have to maintain. And if it goes below that, then they get a warning. Or if they stop to tie their shoe or whatever, they get a warning. And if they get three warnings, then they get murdered.
Jesus Christ.
Last one standing gets all the money. So I'm watching this movie and I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. But the movie ends differently than the book. And I was kind of mad about that.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't remember it that way. So I even had to Google it because I'm like, because the whole time I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this person's gonna win, blah blah blah. And then I'm like, what? Like that did not happen. So I had to Google it. And I'm like, yeah, no, it's not the same as the book. I'm like,
Ooh, that's a choice. I wonder why.
yeah. So I didn't get into that. I was mad. And also football. Like my team sucks. My team went from Super Bowl bound to I don't think we're gonna make the playoffs. So that's a hard pill to swallow after doing so well since 2018. We've gone to the playoffs. We're terrible the entire season, and I just don't think that we're gonna do it. So I'm very sad about that because you know how much I love football.
You
It's my
really do.
thing.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry to
I
hear that. Do
do.
you have a backup team that you're cheering for?
No, not really. Not
Okay.
really. I mean, yeah, I can't even tell you how obnoxious the people. I have one person I work with, and she is a Broncos fan.
Oh.
Let me tell you, I'm gonna tell this for everybody. So this is what I had to deal with. She wore four jerseys on top of one another. She came in with a Broncos flag that she wore as a cape. She had a windbreaker, a Denver Broncos windbreaker, and then she had Crocs that had the Denver Broncos logo. And so she would take off every so often she would just take off one of her jerseys. I mean, she's like super thin, so she can put a bunch of jerseys on her and you can't
Sure, but
tell.
like that's weird.
It's
You
obnoxious,
don't,
is what
you
that
could just
is.
bring four and do costume changes all day rather than layering
Right.
them
She
all.
layered them all. And then she brought
Okay.
orange donuts for everybody.
I would
Like,
eat the donut regardless.
so I don't like orange flavored stuff unless it's like a drink, but I don't like orange pastries. I don't like chocolate covered oranges.
Is
I
it
don't like
actually
any of that.
orange flavored or is it
Hmm.
just food coloring?
No, it's orange flavored. You could smell it.
Ew, on a donut?
Yeah, see, that's wrong.
That's
So I'm
no,
like,
that's
wow.
weird.
Yeah. So I had to deal with that. But anyway, yeah. So, but I mean, Kansas City, we're strong football strong.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Mm-hmm.
it's it's hard. It's hard this year, but
This
okay,
is
it's all
Taylor
right.
Swift's fault, isn't it?
No, that's what everybody says, and I get angry about
I'm
that.
just kidding.
I know. Like everybody says it on online and stuff. It's like people just can't like I don't know. It's just
As the great Latrice Royale said in season 4 of RuPaul's Drag Race, good God, girl, get a grip. I
right.
think.
I know, I know, I know. But anyway, yes, so that's what's been keeping me busy the last 2 weeks since we last
Mm-hmm.
spoke.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? What have you been watching and reading? Because I know you do both.
I do both. So, okay. RuPaul's Drag Race UK season 7 continues, and we are officially, I gotta say, I'm usually pretty good at picking at least a couple of people who are going
Oh.
to make it into the final 4. There's probably, they're down to 5 queens, so there's probably 2 to 4 episodes left, depending on how they drag things out or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. If I had a bet going, I would have been completely wrong. All 4 of the people I thought would make
Oh.
it to the top did not. None of the people, there were a couple people that I thought would be long gone, still there. I could not have
Wow.
called this worse if I tried,
That's
which
sad.
is really interesting. Like
Yeah, because
one
you're
of
always
the,
good.
right? Like the quirky
Yeah.
look queen, gone. The person who won the biggest comedy challenge of all, gone. The dancing queen, like what is happening? I don't know. But there is one who's still in it who is incredible. And last week they did the makeover challenge, and the makeover challenge is always my favorite because that's when you really see. Because like some queens are good at doing their makeup, but they're not as good as at doing other people's makeup.
Mm.
And so they brought in, I would say like minor celebrities, if you will, not to like put a knock on any of these people, but like one of them was a woman who used to be on Coronation Street. And I don't know who some of these other people were, but one of them I was like, wait, who? That name sounds familiar. Do you remember Charlotte Church?
Yes. Yes, I
She
do.
was on it. She
She was
got made
like a
over.
kid, right?
Yes, but she's not anymore.
No, it's been a long time.
Yeah, so she was on and she got paired with a queen named Bones, who is very good.
Mm.
Like very, very good. But their looks were incredible. Like
Wow.
absolutely incredible. It was so cool. So I am enjoying it. It just feels like off kilter because I've gotten everything wrong so far. And then the Devil Wears Prada fanfic continues. It's been a little busy and stressful lately. So, as I tend to do, I turned to some fanfic and I realized I have read a series, like a fanfic series by this particular author, but I hadn't read this
Oh.
particular story. So, it's called Lucky Girls and it's by Jin Stan. And they did I think it's called the Like series. There's like 4 stories in there and I think they all start with the word like. And I remembered enjoying it. So, I read this one. I've really enjoyed it. It takes place a year after the events of the first movie. Andrea is, I don't know, she's like out driving in the country for something. It's the winter. Her car hits a tree. It happens to be at like the home out in the country of Miranda Priestley, who takes her in.
Ah. Mm.
The kids love her. Things go from there. So I enjoyed it. I found it was pretty cozy. It was a really nice read. I had a great time with it. And then I watched a documentary yesterday, and it's one that I've kept an eye out for because I've been seeing Tig Notaro promote it
Mm.
on
Hmm.
podcasts. I heard it like in a couple places, but one of them was she was on Conan O'Brien's podcast recently, and it's called Come See Me in the Good Light. And it's so the producer list on this is unreal because the
Wow.
producers include basically it's like who are the most famous lesbians. Well, not all of them, but we have Tig Notaro, and I can't
Hmm.
remember if her wife is on there too. I wouldn't be surprised if she were. Glennon Doyle and Abby Wambach,
Wow.
Brandy Carlisle, and Sarah Bareilles. I have no idea if I said her last name
Wow.
correctly.
Yes.
I also don't know if she's a lesbian. It doesn't matter.
I don't think so.
There are more producers than that, but it's called Come See Me in the Good Light. It's about Andrea Gibson, who's a queer poet who died this summer from ovarian cancer. And when this was all filmed, it was before they passed. it won at Sundance. Like it wasn't best documentary at Sundance. It was the film that won
Wow.
all the things.
Hmm.
And it gets into, growing up as this kid in Maine and, what it was like coming out and then coming to grips with their relationship with their gender, how they came through the poetry scene, because they really came up in the slam poetry scene
Oh,
and ended up being like, it was really cool because they got a manager and like would sell out theaters. People would come to see them because
wow.
just like such this incredible following. And here's a fun thing about me. I have 2 degrees in literature, and I would never characterize myself as somebody who liked poetry.
Hmm.
But I came away from this saying, man, maybe I should buy 1 or 2 of their books. One of the things I loved because it shows kind of like a lot of the last year of their life, because when it begins, they're in stage 4 ovarian cancer, and talks about how there were a couple of periods of going through chemo and it took care of it, and then it was back, and then more chemo, and then it was back. And so it never kind of really goes away after this point. But their wife, Megan Falley, is also a poet, and they edit each other. And there's these great
Mm.
scenes, like they joke about how Andrea only knows 5 words. And so there's this, because the language is so simple, because they want it to be really accessible. And they make fun of Meg for using words that are too long. And Meg's like, you only know 5. Oh, no, I think they said it was an editor who said to them once, all these poems have the same words. And they joke about how, like, you only know 5 words. And they say, well, but look what I can do with those 5 words. Isn't
Yeah.
that more impressive? And the thing that I love, one of the things they said is, why write a poem that goes over somebody's head, let alone somebody's heart? So this
That's
idea
very
of
strong.
accessibility, and
Right.
it's really, really beautifully done. This would be my recommendation, but I sobbed through that whole movie. So that's not a reason not to watch it. It's a reason to not get into the level of depth for an official recommendation, because I can feel myself choking up. Like,
Yep.
mm, it's so good. I'm gonna drink water.
Okay. Yeah, and that hits home with me too. So I don't think I could watch it. If I do, I don't think
Yeah.
I could talk about it.
Well, and I think it's one that, like, I'm glad that I watched it on a Sunday morning.
Right.
I didn't have
That's
anything else planned that day. Um, like one of my mom's sisters did pass from ovarian cancer a couple of years ago. And like we weren't close, but seeing kind of this like up close view into this person's experience. And it was also really interesting to see them talk about how they had experienced depression and suicidality and all that before. And then as soon as they got diagnosed, there was this like, I want to live.
to live. Right.
And so I had started following them. One of my friends recommended, hey, you might want to check out this Instagram account. And it was kind of in this cancer journey. And like, I just remember the posts being so beautiful and
Mm.
inspirational. And yeah, highly, highly recommend. It's called Come See Me in the Good Light. It's really wonderful, but block your day off. Like if you're
Right.
gonna do it, make sure you are in a place where you can take it in, because it is worthwhile. So, Kris, what
Yes.
is your official recommendation this week?
So my official recommendation is a 2-part docuseries, Melissa Etheridge, I'm Not Broken. And it centers around the Grammy Award-winning rock star and activist penning an original song inspired by letters sent from incarcerated women in her Kansas hometown. It's not really her hometown. That's just like the blurb,
Mm,
because it's Topeka and she's actually from Lawrence, and they are about an hour apart.
okay.
Like, I don't even know where to begin with this. Like, there's a lot of history here that we need to go through to
Mhm.
understand why she did this. So, let's start off by saying that Melissa is definitely pro cannabis. It helped her
Me
get
too.
through, yeah, of course. It helped her get through chemotherapy when she was fighting cancer.
Mm,
That was a big thing for her. And she's always been a strong supporter of it.
mhm.
So, Kansas is a state where it is fully illegal to have marijuana in your possession. So, during this documentary, she met with like high power legislative in Kansas people. She met with some lawmakers in Kansas. And really, she said she had a really good talk. I mean, she didn't say what the outcome was, but I mean, she was obviously very supportive of legalizing cannabis in Kansas. I mean, it is in Missouri finally.
Yes.
And that's what we were doing when my mom was going through all of her stuff. It was not legal at the time, and we were like getting everything we could. My sister's like, let's drive to Colorado. Let's go get some gummies. Let's do stuff like that. And so it took a while before we were able to before Missouri passed medicinal marijuana, and then it became recreational. So now, I mean, God, we can have drugs and guns all the time. No,
I just think it's
no
ridiculous. It's a
license.
ridiculous one though. Like, I'm sorry, who is doing
No.
crime while on marijuana?
I don't know. You don't
Like,
move when you're on marijuana. You
right?
don't. Like, I'm
I
a part
am
of the
committing a
couch.
crime, like a crime against Doritos might
Right.
happen.
Chocolate is gone in the house. Too
hmm
bad. Exactly. So she thought about doing like a concert at this Topeka Correctional Facility, I think is what it's called.
Mm.
And she reached out to the jail and shared her ideas. And she doesn't like that there's so many women in jail for drug possession. So
It's ridiculous.
I know. So the reason why she's so passionate about this is because her son Beckett died from an opioid addiction.
Mm.
So she's like, there's so much going on right there. Like, so she
Mm.
actually started the Melissa Etheridge Foundation to find ways to help people overcome addiction with like scientific research and new plant medicine and also psychedelic treatments.
Oh,
It's like
wow.
to help people overcome that
Yeah.
whole entire process of being addicted. Because she dealt with it firsthand from like watching her son.
hmm
He actually got involved in like almost, I think it was like semi-professional or Olympic skating, or I'm sorry, skiing.
hmm
He was skiing with a bunch of professionals and broke his ankle. And the doctor prescribed for him some like oxycodone or something. So that's how it started.
Mm-mm.
And he could never get out of that cycle. And it just, I think he ended up passing from fentanyl. I'm not 100%
hmm
sure, but I think that's true. So basically, she knows that it's really difficult to break the cycle. So she goes to this prison to talk to 5 inmates who are in it because of drug use, addiction, and so forth. She asked them to write their stories, write her letters of their life and experiences, because it's different. Like when you tell the story and you actually write it out, so
hmm
much more comes to the page and comes forward because you're telling your story.
Yeah.
So then she has a sit down meeting with them to get to know them better, because what she wants to do is put a concert on for them and write a song just for them that's
Oh
specific
my
to their
goodness.
journey. And some of their stories are terrible. Like
hmm
their addiction stemmed from abuse when they were just toddlers. I mean,
Yeah.
terrible. And of course, everything becomes a cycle.
hmm
They're like, I don't want to feel pain, and alcohol and drugs erase, or at the very least, dull the memories. So, they continue to drink and do drugs. And it's just a cycle because they don't have the means to deal with grief or whatever their problems are.
hmm
This I'm sorry, this one woman, I think she's in her 50s. She was talking about how she and her little sister would try to hide from their dad. And the place they would go is this outhouse that wasn't really in use, but it was full of spiders and it smelled like roses and kerosene. And like, boom, Melissa's like, roses and kerosene. Like, that is
Uh-huh.
such a distinctive smell.
hmm
So she was like, talking about this whole thing takes place over like a year. Like she spends several months trying to figure out what the song's going to sound like, trying to make their stories into this song so they can relate and understand that there are people who still care, who want them to succeed, who validate them, who understand what they're going through. And
hmm
so that's what this whole docuseries is. She wants to make a difference, treat them like people and not just inmates, not a number.
Yeah.
And she also wants to give them a fun concert, just to put on, just so they can I mean, Melissa Etheridge concert for 60 people. Yeah, of course, I'm in, you know.
Of course. Yeah.
So, she tells them about all the stuff that she's gone through. She talks about how she got arrested because she was crossing Canada through like North Dakota, and you can't cross the country line.
Mm.
But what am I saying? I don't even
The
know what I'm trying to
border.
say. Thank you. Yeah, the
hmm
border.
hmm
Even though North Dakota allows drugs and Canada or weed, and
Yeah.
Canada allows weed, you still can't do it. It's still illegal. So she got arrested.
Oh,
She got arrested for it.
I
So,
wonder if it's because, you know what? Let's not get into how the cannabis industry works in
right.
here. I'm going to guess it's because it was not a Health Canada approved product.
Right. What I thought was kind of cool was that I did not know this. The mayor of Leavenworth was in jail for 3 years.
Really?
Right. He was in jail when he was a young man, he was jailed for, I think, possession. Yeah. And so now he's running the city of Leavenworth and she's friends with him.
Hmm.
I know. It was
That's
kind of
interesting.
fascinating. Yeah, that part was really fascinating. So, she it's kind of funny because she talks about how her kids are just now, or at the time, were just starting to listen to her music.
Hmm.
And they're like, "Mom, you were a stalker." And so I'm like, "Let me tell you something. If you were in the 90s or late 80s and you listened to Melissa Etheridge, you felt that pain. You felt
Yes.
the I want to come over
Hmm.
song. You felt all of that. And that was just how things were done. It was terrible. We had no way of getting, like, now you can Google, you can go on all social media and do a deep dive into
Hmm.
people if you want to. But back then you had nothing but a car and you drove by their house.
Yeah.
And if you knew their number, you would call them to see if they would answer. At least, well, I don't think I did, but she talks about it just to hear you breathing. I called you just to hear you breathing.
I
So
did not
now,
do that.
yes, it would be considered stalking-ish.
Yeah.
It's not very good. Like, her music didn't age well, but still she is Mother Melissa,
Yep.
and I've loved her forever. And she was one of the first gay musicians that I knew about that was
Hmm.
openly. I mean, and it took a while for her to be open, but I was about that time. I was coming up when she came out, so
Hmm.
fantastic. I've always loved her music. So of course I was going to watch it. Yeah, so I'm a fan, and she grew up right here, like right across state line.
So cool.
So she was really instrumental in helping a lot of queers around my age come out at the time. I mean,
Yeah.
she's done so much and she's allowed me and others to come out and accept ourselves. And, kudos to her. And she will always be Mother Melissa.
Hmm.
So if you like music and you like Melissa Etheridge and you want to know more about her foundation and what she does, you should watch this. It's only a two-part docuseries. It's only like 2 hours.
Oh, cool.
It's not very long. There's a lot of information packed in there. And I
Hmm.
thought it was really interesting, her take on her son and grieving. So
Yeah.
that is something that, like, that's a tough one. Like, that grieving, is different for everybody. And she's like, it serves no purpose to grieve anymore, and like the whole take on it. Yeah, it was a whole thing.
Whoa.
Like, even though her son isn't here in this world, he's up here in this world.
Hmm.
And when she feels sad, she thinks about him being up in this world and being near her and stuff. So the way she
Hmm.
deals with her grief, that she doesn't even acknowledge as grief anymore, is just very interesting. I've never heard that take before.
No.
So it was
Wow.
also, I mean, everybody is different, and we've all had some grief, especially the older we get, more people we know are passing. And yeah, it hit me differently for sure.
Hmm.
So anyway.
Well, and it's how are you supposed to grieve when it's your
Right.
child?
I've never experienced that. I've only lost a parent. I've
No.
not lost a child. I don't know what that's like. I can't
Hmm.
imagine. So here's the thing. I don't know if I should say this. Feel free to cut it out if you want to. But my whole thing in my life was I never wanted to die before my parents,
No.
especially my mom, because I knew it would
Yeah.
destroy my mom. I knew
Yep.
that. And when my mother passed, I don't fear dying anymore.
Yeah.
So just because I knew was that was gonna, like, destroy her for sure.
Hmm.
So
I think honestly, I think that makes a lot of sense. I mean, when I think about it for me, it's mostly about how do I just make sure my kids are old
right.
enough? I mean, I don't obviously I wouldn't want to devastate my parents, but like my kids are 10 and 14. So it's like, what's old enough for them? Now, my health is actually really good. I'm really healthy.
You're doing
But
really well. You're
yeah,
doing great.
but it's also, I don't know. It's easy to go to those dark places sometimes.
Yeah, it is. But like, even like, because I've always hated to fly, but even I'm like, okay, if there's turbulence, I don't like it. But at the same time, like I have that a different type of piece, a different type of
Mm-hmm.
approach to it. So it is different for me now.
Yeah, makes sense.
Anyway,
Well, that
yeah.
sounds really good.
Yeah, like I said, it's maybe a total of a little over 2 hours. So, and they break it up into two different parts, and they're both available right now on Paramount Plus. So it was
Nice.
a docuseries made in 2024. So I missed the concert, but I'm also not in jail. So
Hey, good
hey.
news.
Okay, so that is my official recommendation. Tara, what is your official recommendation?
So I'm pretty excited about this one
Same.
because, first of all, it's a married couple that wrote it. I think that's really cool. But
Yes.
one of
Yes.
them is one of our own from our
Yes.
sapphic fiction community, a known reviewer. And so it's The Milky Way Hotel by Jude Silberfeld Grimaud and their wife. I'm so sorry. My French accent is not good. I'm a terrible French Canadian, but we're going to try anyway. Marguerite Grimaud. I don't think that was a good accent, but listen, you know what is good? This book. So
Yay!
that's the more important part. It starts from the perspective of Celeste, and she's let go from her job, and then she gets home and she's kind of upset about it. And there's a letter, and she's being evicted. And it's this like, what is happening? What am I supposed to do? And then she finds out, all on the same day,
Wow.
that her dad's aunt, who lives in this like teeny weeny tiny place in the Alps, like 200 people live there. I looked it up and it's small. That's smaller than a town. I believe it's a hamlet at that point when there's only 200 people. But her great aunt left her the Milky Way Hotel in this town in the mountains. And she hasn't been there since she was a child. There was an incident that happened that just left her very like, I don't want to go back. Nothing
Hmm.
bad happened to
Oh,
her.
okay.
She helped save somebody from a thing, but when she was 8 and was just like, nope, I'm not going back. I'm not going to do it.
Hmm.
But she needs to go check this out because it was left to her and her dad. Her parents are in Canada, and she's like, I guess I'm going to the town. So she goes there. Now, when she gets there, she finds out that there's, maybe someone kind of good looking,
Hmm.
maybe someone who has a pretty cool job. So Rose lives there in town, and her main job is she is a chocolatier who
Ah, love it.
she has like a handcrafted chocolate shop there in the town called
Hmm.
Montlouis. And she also has a side gig working at the observatory, talking to people about like the stars and the planets and galaxies and all this kind of stuff. So like she's really, really cool and really sweet. And it kind of goes like ass over tea kettle for Celeste right away because she's like, oh, okay, so this woman is like beautiful and smart and I can't talk when I'm around her. And so Celeste has to make a decision. Does she want to take this inheritance? Because it's not just the hotel, it's also her grand aunt's home. Like basically, like, do you want to move? Do you want to move to the mountains or do you not? And she doesn't have a job and isn't gonna have a place to live soon.
Right.
Fuck Paris, I guess. Because she rightly decides to, let's just try it. The universe seems to be telling her something. Going from being a paralegal to like, now you need to know how to run a hotel. And they keep running into each other in town. And it just, this book, it's so lovely. And like I said, Jude, I'm so excited for them because I've been seeing their reviewing for years. I
Oh,
met them
I
at
love
GCLS
Jude.
last year.
Yes.
Jude's just so friggin' cool. And I love that they wrote this book with their wife. And so their wife is already a published author. Her books are
Oh,
in French. And so this book, they wrote it in French and English at the same time, which I think is very cool.
so but two different books or in the same book?
I believe it was the same book,
No,
but
I mean
rather
in the
than
same book?
rather yeah, so rather than writing in my guess, because it says this like in on the blurb on Amazon. So I'm guessing what happened, and I suppose if you happen to listen to this, Jude, and feel inclined to follow up and let us know how this worked, I believe it means that rather than writing the whole thing and then translating it or rewriting it, they were each like writing it all at the same time.
So there's no French in this. It's all English.
No, unless it's little
Oh,
like
little catch things like je t'aime and things like that.
Yeah, not even that. Like little, like little French phrases that make their way
Croissant.
over to English sometimes.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, then it might,
Mon ami.
but no, it's not. Although I am my French is very, very bad, but I'm still tempted to buy it in French and see how much I could follow now that I know what happens. So this is very much like a city mouse, country mouse
I love
story,
those.
but also I think why this worked so well, especially for me, because I've read stories like that before and they're fine.
Hmm.
But what I loved about this one was it was like the whole town was so welcoming. So it wasn't really, to me, it didn't read as a fish out of water story as much
Yeah.
as a coming home when you didn't know that you had a home there.
Yeah, I like that.
Right? Like the people, they remember how she helped that time when she was a kid. They have these really fond memories of her. Her great aunt, I guess, continued to talk about her. I will say for the romance itself, this is a slow burn. Like, no, a for real slow burn, like a slow burn.
Slow burn.
Um, and in
What's
fact,
that?
there are just certain sections where they don't spend that much time together on the page because Celeste has to go back and forth between Montlouis and Paris because she has to like close off her life. Like she goes to check out the hotel and then she
Mm.
decides to like try it out for a little while and is like, okay, I gotta pack up all my stuff. And so they spend quite a bit of time apart. But I will say that when they get together, the thing that
Ooh
I
la la.
love, like it's on. It is on when they get together and it works. The other thing that's really fun is there's like, as can happen in a slow burn, neither of them is really sure if the other one is like, are they into me? Are they even available? Like all this, and their friends are all like, get it together. Like you two need to be
So
together.
obvious.
You are
Yeah.
right. Yes. So it's one of those like everybody else sees it even before they fully understand it or see it. I really liked also that the location itself, like Montlouis feels like a character. I love stories where it just feels like its own. You can see it. You
Hmm.
feel like you're there. You can imagine the layout of the town. And I think it does a really good job of in this like vivid detail and showing, they go snowshoeing out in the area around them. Like it's just Kris, this book is really, really, really cute.
Oh, it sounds like it.
Like it's really cute. And also, do you like cheese?
Yes.
Do you like chocolate?
I just ate some before the podcast.
I have great news for you about this book then, because if you like
Mm.
cheese or chocolate or wine or any of these things, oh man, this is one of those books where you want to have snacks close by because it is
Mm.
going to make you want to have
Yummy.
snacks.
Yummy.
It did it for me. And then finally, I think we might see more books set in this world. I certainly
Mm.
hope so. It was set up in such a way that there are people who could maybe find partners.
Ooh.
It's such an inviting, welcoming place, and it takes place over the holidays. And so, like, I love that it was set in winter so we could get that whole like full
Oh
holiday vibe.
yeah, that right.
I'm kind of hoping we get a summer book here too. Like, I
Ooh.
would love to see this location in all the seasons. So,
That's such a good idea. The Four
I know.
Seasons.
I hope they run with it. I think that would be really fun. So it's called the Milky Way Hotel. I definitely recommend this one if you're looking for a fun Christmas set romance this year.
Congrats, Jude.
Congratulations. So happy
Yes.
for you. So fun. And I mean, to your wife as well. This is so cool that
Of
you did this
course.
together.
Yeah.
That's all for this episode. Thank you so much for listening. If you think somebody should watch or listen to whatever we were talking about today, please make sure to send it to them or tell them to check it out. And if you want to support us, we have a link in our show notes to our coffee.
Or if you want to connect with us on your favorite social media sites, we have links in the show notes there as well. Or you could just email us at podcast@crayleyrecommended.com. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Woohoo! We did it.
it.